When was the last time you sat on your front porch and did absolutely nothing? No phone, no podcast, no Netflix in the background. Just you, the neighborhood, the sound of crickets. Maybe a neighbor walking by and you actually wave and they stop and you talk. Can you even remember that? Because somewhere between the 1980s and right now, America stopped doing that. And I don't think we've ever talked about what we actually lost. The front porch wasn't always just architecture. It was culture. In early 20th century America, from the deep South to small-town Ohio, the porch was the living room that faced the world. It was where families ate dinner in summer, where grandparents told stories, where teenagers had their first awkward conversations with the neighbor's kid. In 1900, almost every house in America had a front porch. Architects literally designed neighborhoods so that porches faced each other, because connection was considered a necessity, not a luxury. You didn't need to plan to see your neighbor. You just existed near each other, and life happened. Robert Putnam, the Harvard political scientist, called this kind of casual, unplanned social interaction weak ties, and he said these weak ties were some of the strongest forces holding communities together. The front porch was America's original social network, and it had a 100% uptime. So what happened? A few things, and they all hit at almost the same time. First, the car. After World War II, America built itself around the automobile. Suburbs exploded, houses got bigger, and suddenly your neighbors weren't people you walked past, they were people you drove past. The garage moved to the front of the house. The porch moved to the back, or disappeared entirely. You now entered and exited your home through a garage door without ever facing the street. Second, air conditioning. This one sounds silly, but it's huge. Before AC, the porch was where you went to survive a summer evening. After AC, you stayed inside in the cool, comfortable dark. Third, television. The porch faced outward, the TV faced inward, and America slowly turned its face away from the street. By the 1970s, the front porch was already becoming a relic. By the 1990s, the backyard deck had replaced it, private, fenced, hidden from the neighborhood. We didn't just change our architecture, we changed our orientation to each other.
Here's where it gets heavy. In 2023, the United States Surgeon General, Dr. Vivek Murthy, issued an official advisory declaring loneliness a public health epidemic in America. Not a trend, not a mood, an epidemic. The numbers are staggering. 50% of American adults report measurable levels of loneliness. Americans have fewer close friends today than at any point in recorded history. The average American has no one to call in a personal crisis. That number has tripled since the 1980s. And here's the thing that hit me like a truck. Dr. Murthy said that chronic loneliness has the same health impact as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. We banned cigarette ads. We put warnings on packs. We made entire campaigns to stop people from smoking. But loneliness? We built it into our neighborhoods. We designed it into our houses. We engineered it into our daily lives, and then handed everyone a smartphone so they'd be too distracted to notice the silence. Robert Putnam wrote about this in his book Bowling Alone back in 2000. He showed that between 1950 and 2000, American participation in clubs, civic groups, neighborhood associations, and community activities collapsed. We used to bowl in leagues. We used to have block parties. We used to sit on the porch. Now we bowl alone, scroll alone, eat alone, sleep alone. And we wonder why we're so tired all the time. Not physically tired, but soul tired. And then came social media, and we ran toward it. Facebook in 2004, Instagram in 2010, TikTok in 2016. Each one promised the same thing: connection. And look, it delivered something. You can video call your mom from across the country. You can find your people if you're gay in rural Kansas, or obsessed with 18th century embroidery, or grieving a loss no one around you understands. That's real. That matters. But here's what social media cannot do. It cannot give you the feeling of a neighbor sitting down in a chair next to you without being asked. It cannot give you the spontaneous conversation that goes nowhere and means everything. It cannot give you presence, the physical, warm, unrepeatable experience of being near another human being who knows your name. We traded the porch for the profile, and something in us, something old and biological and deeply human, knows the difference. That's why you can have 1,400 Instagram followers and still cry on a Tuesday night because you have no one to call. But here's the thing. America is waking up. Slowly, quietly, but it's happening. The front porch movement is real. Communities across the South and Midwest are intentionally designing neighborhoods with porches that face each other again. Architects call it eyes on the street, a concept that Jane Jacobs wrote about in 1961, arguing that the most livable cities are the ones where people can see each other. Co-housing communities are growing across the U.S., where people buy private homes but share common spaces, meals, and lives. There are over 160 of them now in America. In cities like Detroit, Cleveland, and Baltimore, places that the mainstream media gave up on, neighbors are turning vacant lots into community gardens and sitting outside together in the evenings. Some people are doing the simplest, most radical thing possible. They're putting a chair on their front porch and sitting in it and waving and waiting to see what happens. So I want to leave you with some questions. Not answers, because I don't think I have them, but questions that I think are worth sitting with. When did you stop knowing your neighbors' names? Is there someone on your street, maybe 3 houses down, who is eating dinner alone tonight and doesn't know you exist? What would your life look like if you had one real conversation a week, not online, not through a screen, but face to face in the open air with someone who lives near you? And what are you so afraid of that a chair on a porch feels like too much? America didn't lose its front porches because of bad architecture. It lost them because somewhere along the way, we decided that privacy mattered more than proximity, that comfort mattered more than community, that convenience mattered more than connection. And maybe, just maybe, the most countercultural thing you can do in 2024 is go outside, pull up a chair, and be findable. The porch is still there. The question is, are you willing to sit on it?